When I first enlisted, most of what I thought I knew about the Marine Corps came straight out of Full Metal Jacket. All I knew was that being a Marine meant something. I couldn't explain it, it just felt right. Only in boot camp did I begin to understand why. Since 1775, when a rowdy idea took root in a Philadelphia tavern, U.S. Marines have distinguished themselves in the world's ugliest fights, from the infamous Below Wood of World War I to Guadalcanal, Peleliu, Iwo Jima, Okinawa, the Chosin Reservoir, and countless others etched into the Corps' history. By the time I joined, a newer generation of war stories, and heroes, was taking shape. Judging by the racks of ribbons, many deployed to the Middle East over and over after the start of the War on Terror. Some saw combat, some didn't. I witnessed some of the fiercest fighting in Afghanistan and Iraq. For Iraq veterans, two names surface fast: Fallujah and, perhaps even harsher, Ramadi. From 2004 to 2006, Ramadi earned a reputation as the deadliest city in Iraq. 2 major battles and dozens of smaller clashes cost at least 144 American soldiers and Marines their lives, with hundreds more wounded. British troops and allied Iraqis died there too. Combat vets don't usually brag. The ones I've met mostly seem astonished they made it home at all. And in Ramadi, that makes sense: constant sniper fire, IEDs, ambushes, block by block, house-to-house fighting. But there are other kinds of stories from ground dyed a dark red, about the strange things you can see and hear in places like that. Ask the men in the next accounts, and they'll tell you Ramadi wasn't just teeming with insurgents. It was full of other things. Maybe a few harmless ghosts. Maybe something worse. This is the Smoke Pit, and these are true stories of strange things in Ramadi. I don't know about you, but I'm getting serious Vice vibes from this place. Police station, my ass, more like a torture house. Gives me the creeps. Imagine if these walls could talk. Yeah, those showers were rough. Did you see the walls? What the hell was that? That came from the showers, right? We just cleared the whole floor. Don't look at me, I'm not going back there. 3-1, this is 3-2, over. Send it, 3-2. Requesting rovers to our post, over. Story 1 came from a Marine veteran who asked to go by Cole Tam. Serving with 5th Marines in Ramadi, Cole's platoon took over a city police station for a time. The building had a dark past, and seemed to attract attention from something else. I was with 1/5 in 2005, 3rd Iraq tour. We pulled guard over an old Iraqi police station and its detention wing. The main jail entrance looked like a 1970s booking office: a desk against the wall, a holding chair with restraints, 3 filing cabinets, a water cooler, and a corkboard dotted with faded bulletins. From there, a right turn into a long hallway painted that industrial blue-green you only see in old institutions. At the end on the left was a room like open locker room showers, but with shackles and chains mounted into the tile. The smell was metallic, so thick you could taste it. In the drains, dark stains, what looked like hair and bits of skin around the grates and cuffs. I know it's gross. I just need you to understand why I still wonder if what we saw really happened. Early spring, nights still cool. I was on post Alpha for a 1900 to 0700 with another Marine I'll call Jim. Sometime after midnight, we heard yelling in Arabic, pure pain. You didn't need to know the words to know the man was suffering, words gargling like he was drowning in blood. We called for rovers. A sergeant showed up with a lieutenant. The screams had stopped, so maybe they figured we were jumpy. Then it started again. The lieutenant actually flinched. What the hell was that? We told him that's what we'd been hearing. He tapped me to sweep the building with him. Jim tossed me his Benelli 12 gauge, better in tight spaces. I checked the chamber and went in first. We cleared the booking area and pushed down the hallway toward the showers, and the air changed. Not just colder. My whole body knew something was wrong. I glanced back. The LT's face said he felt it too. I led into the showers. The room was maybe 30 feet by 10, high ceiling. I swept with the light and found the far corner, and saw them, two large red eyes hanging in the dark, at least 8 feet off the floor. Dog-like, somehow. My beam didn't seem to bite into the darkness around them, it was like there was a heavier blackness there, absorbing the light. Then I heard it breathe, snorting, and felt warm, wet breath roll through an otherwise ice-cold room. Everything inside me screamed, "Get out." I muttered to the LT that we needed to go, now. He didn't say a word, just started backing toward the door. That told me he saw it too. I tracked the eyes with the shotgun, stepping back, refusing to blink, sure it would rush us. It didn't. We made it outside. Back on Post Alpha, the LT looked at me. What the hell was that? I shook my head. I had a guess, but I wasn't about to tell an officer I thought we'd seen a demon. He went quiet, then told me to report the building clear and the source of the screams unknown. So I did. I told Jim we were never stepping into those showers again. I never saw that lieutenant after, heard he went stateside for a family emergency. The longer I stayed on Post Alpha, the weirder it got, 200-pound sandbags tossed by something we couldn't see, black shadow figures skimming around the front gate, doors slamming on their own in windless rooms. Spooky. Probably just the wind. Feel any wind? Yeah, no. This place is off. The next two accounts were first submitted to Nick Orton's Tales from the Grid Square project. The first came from A.U.S. Army soldier pulling overwatch in Ramadi. A routine post that turned into anything but. Ramadi, 2005. Our team occupied a house to watch the intersections near Saddam's mosque. I'd been up all day coordinating that night's mission, so I was wrecked. The house felt wrong the second we stepped in, like it was holding its breath. Under some broken floor tiles, it looked like bodies had been stuffed and covered. We set that aside and took positions. I told my assistant team leader to run the show while I grabbed an hour of rack time. Around 0300, a door to my left slammed so hard it snapped me awake. Everyone was where they were supposed to be. The door I heard was actually locked. I cleared the room and the hall. Secure. No more sleep for me, so I posted on the stairwell with a buddy. He watched the window, I watched down the stairs. Mid-conversation, we both froze. A woman crossed the floor below us. Long black hair. Everything else about her, including her clothes, was white. Bright white. She passed no more than 5 feet from the bottom of the stairs. My buddy turned, "You see the lady in white?" I laughed once. Yeah. It was windy outside, palms swaying, but there was no way those shadows made that shape. Back at Camp Ramadi everyone wanted to hear about the ghost. Another buddy said he'd been sleeping in a recliner when hands grabbed his shoulders and yanked him back. He looked up into a black figure with white eyes. Locals would have called it a Jinn. Our gate guard said it felt like someone kept brushing them from behind. I can't stop thinking about those bodies beneath the tiles. Some terrible things happened in that house. The next story came from a soldier watching the outskirts of Ramadi near Lake Habbaniyah, south of Fallujah. Many specters in Iraq are shadows and in human shapes. This one was stranger, a child that wasn't a child. We were doing recon for a big push into Ramadi. Night. We set up about 700 yards off the highway, observing movement. Quiet, by Iraq standards. My buddy low-crawled off to take a leak, cracking jokes about his oversized equipment, then he went dead silent. "What, caught it in your zipper?" I asked, even though we had button flies. He grabbed my ankle and whispered, "There's a kid out there." I looked. A boy stood in the moonlight, clear as day. I radioed the team leader, "We might be compromised." "Does he know you're there?" he asked. "I don't think so," but he's close. Grab him. Don't let him run. The kid didn't fight. He raised his hands. We patted him down, cleared him, zip-tied him, and brought him to our hide. The TOC came back fast, exfil now. We packed up. What about the kid? Bring him. We hustled a few hundred yards, then took a knee in a palm stand to check our back trail. Plan was to cut into the big canal that runs through Ramadi into the lake and move under that cover. I turned to get the boy, gone. No sound. No footprints. Just 2 intact zip ties lying on the ground, still looped and locked. 8 of us saw him. A few of us physically handled him. We fanned out for a minute, searching. Nothing. TL called it. We moved. Back at camp, we tried to make sense of it. The zip ties being closed and intact, that's what got under our skin. If the kid wasn't there, how did they end up here, still fastened? An S2 intel guy overheard and said, "Sounds like a Jinn." We joked about lamps and genies. He shook his head. The lamp part's nonsense. A Jinn's a wandering spirit. Some help. Some harm. Someone asked which kind we'd met. He shrugged. You're alive, so I'd say a good one. I'm not big on that stuff, but I can't ignore this. I went that whole tour without a scratch. My team too. And it got hairy. February flared up, and by April Ramadi was full-on chaos. Maybe something was watching out for us. After action. When I explain what wartime stories is, I say we tell unusual military stories, some just unconventional, some fully paranormal. For whatever reason, Iraq and Afghanistan are thick with accounts, black shadows, small children, disembodied voices, jinn, flying creatures, and other terrifying things. Why? One idea is residual hauntings. Traumatic events with intense emotion, violence, or death can leave an energetic imprint that replays like a recording, sounds, smells, visual fragments. Another is the belief in earthbound spirits. Those who die violently or in extreme distress don't pass peacefully and remain tethered, confused, angry, afraid, seeking justice, manifesting as ghosts or entities. There's also the biblical frame, demons stirring chaos. People point out that ancient civilizations once stood on this soil, that ritual practices, curses, wars, and bloodshed have layered here for millennia, creating a spiritually restless landscape. Whatever the cause, there are more stories ahead. Thanks for listening, for watching, for subscribing and sharing. Tell me what you think, and if you have your own, send them in. To my supporters, thank you. May God be with each of you, whatever you're facing. See you next episode.